Right, I'm gonna do Iracing. Ooh, that's looking all... That sounds rather crazy. Right, that's... Yeah, I don't want to change that. That's about as much as I'm gonna get out of this thing, I think. Although we could lower that down a little bit. That could be fun. Do I have any drink left? Oh, I got a little bit of coffee left. And again, this is purely a test stream. Need to try and fathom out how this is going to work. Never done ovals, so this will be fun. And there's a pit lane, so I've got to keep to that. Not quite sure what I'm using for gears in this. Okay, just the 4 gears. Should be nice and easy. He says. That chews through the gears really easy, doesn't it? Whoa, 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 whoa. And this is why you need practice. I've never used one of these on any game. I'll tell a lie, maybe in the early GT. Do they have any cars like this in the early GT games? It's coming round. So, whatever was causing the frame tearing in the ETS or ATS doesn't seem to be happening here, so it may be a setting in ATS that was causing it. And this is why we're practicing. Kind of good using the truck shifter for this car. Kind of like it. Hey Coco, how you doing? It's the street stock car. As far as I'm aware, I may have it wrong completely. I literally just clicked it and thought, let's have a go at that, because I've never driven one of these or an oval before. So I thought, let's do a bit of practice, because I need to test the stream quality. I need to test the screens, because they're running at a higher frequency now. They're running on G-Sync, so now that I'm able to separate streaming from my rig, I can run the screens full bandwidth now. Hey Ray, how you doing? Hey Dan. So this might be a very boring oval stream. It's literally just me getting used to an oval track and cars because, and it's only going to be a short stream, maybe an hour or so, because it's getting late anyway. I feel the back end kick on it though. It's hard to get the power down and keep it up. Oh, what are you thinking of, Ray? Got any ideas? Well, if I knew what my change view button was, but I don't think I programmed one in, so we can't check. All I remember, it just said stock street car, I think it said. It may be a truck, I have no idea personally. Gotta watch your old brakes around there to slow down. Well, 27 inches is going to be a good size. But what are you thinking though? Are you thinking what resolution? Have you thought about resolution? Have you thought about whether you want to stick at 60 Hz, 100 Hz, 144, 200? You know, there's a lot to consider. Have you thought about whether you want to go for a fast gaming panel, so you're looking at TN? Do you want a middle road, so you're looking at a VA panel? Or do you want the best color reproduction, so you're looking at an IPS? Hey Coco, don't knock it, these are 34-inch 1080p's. And to be honest, I wouldn't be put off with 1080p. I would take a 1080p 144 Hz panel over 1440 or 4K 60. But what you got to remember is when you're streaming, if you're streaming and you're using a single rig, higher refresh rates are a royal pain in the butt. Until I went dual PC, I couldn't use 144 Hz because the PC wouldn't stream properly. Personally, I would look at, if you've just got a single streaming PC and that's it, then I would probably go for 27-inch, either 1080 or 144, sorry, 1080 or 1440p. But again, it comes down to your graphics card and how good your system is. I don't know the ins and outs of your rig. she goes. Gotta watch it out those corners, haven't you? Jeez. Coco, what do you mean? I don't understand that, sorry. Was that with reference to me, or did I miss something in chat? I think first things first, Ray, is decide on, are you buying these monitors just for yourself, or are you buying these monitors with the fact that you do streaming and you want to try and get the best out of what you see on the screen and on stream? If you're looking at both, I would be tempted to say look at probably IPS panels or a VA panel. I would forget about TN. TN will just look a washed out mess. Be really hard to get the colour to reproduce properly on the camera. Plus, if you're running triples, they're kind of hard to run off axis and get a good picture unless you're going for a really good quality TN panel. You know, the Dell 27-inch TN panel, it's very good. It's very close to IPS. But you're spending the money on it, and it depends on budget as well. If you've got a budget in mind that you're working to, it's a bit of a minefield with monitors, you know. So I think decide on price per monitor. Hold on. My chat window isn't working. Hold on a second. Let me pull over. Oop. Right, why isn't this window working? Give me 2 ticks. I'll try and fix my chat window. Oh, you gotta love streaming. So I've got to do things a different way when it comes to streaming now, so I'm learning what I need to configure properly and what I could get away with. Where did that just vanish to? So I just popped out a window and I can't find it. That's clever. There we go. I got it working. What's the best, Intel or AMD? Depends how much money you got. If you want the best for gaming, then I would stick with Intel for now. For gaming, you need the clock rates. The higher the clock rate, the better. If you're doing gaming and streaming at the same time, you can probably get away with an AMD chip. If you're doing productivity and productivity only, you're probably better off with something like an AMD or Threadripper if you want to save yourself a bit of cash. Unless, again, you're willing to splash the cash and you're going for the high-end chipsets. Really comes down to budget. Yeah, if you want to improve the channel, then I would probably go for IPS, personally. I'm running IPS here. Which is why I think they come across looking really well. The color reproduction on them is really good. So I would, if I was going to be buying monitors for streaming, I would go probably with IPS because they're going to give you the best color overall. VAs are good with blacks, but you're never going to get a perfect monitor. You know, one will be running faster than the other. One will be better color than the other. One will have better contrast than the other. Whichever. It's a matter of deciding which type of monitor you're ready to live with. Yeah, well, that's just it. See, IPS can have trailing, but if you get a good monitor, you'll be fine. VA panel will have black crush and trailing and dark scenes, but again, get a good panel, that's minimized. TN is probably the fastest responding panel you're going to get, but again, you're going to get washed out panels unless you get a very good quality panel. You know, and you've got to remember, if you're going triple monitors with that lot, and you're spending £500 a panel, you know, it's a lot of money. But if you're spending, you know, 600 and you want to do all three at the same time, then you're cutting corners somewhere, you know. You know, you get trailing on all sorts of monitors, ghosting, but it's all down to the quality of the panel that you're purchasing. So when you're saying 500, are you talking 500 per monitor? Can't believe I haven't binned it into a wall yet. Yeah. To me, I like my image quality, and I've gone through IPS, TN, VA. I've had them all. VA, I suffered with probably one of the most because I don't like the black crush at all. I can't get on with it. Good TVs will use VA panels, but you know they're good panels and they don't suffer too badly with the black crush. But a lot of the monitors out there, they suffer with black crush and ghosting in the dark scenes quite a lot. I would probably look for a quality IPS panel. Probably look at 60 Hz. If you can get a FreeSync monitor on the cheap, you know, that includes 100 Hz. At least it keeps your options open. I mean, when I was streaming with these, I couldn't do 100 or 144 Hz because when you stream, the syncing between what I stream and what I had on my other monitor was messed up, and it would judder all over the place. Which is why I've decided to go for a separate streaming PC, because that allows me to offload to that PC. Now this one I can run 100, 144 Hz perfectly fine, looks great to me, and obviously the other PC is doing all the conversion work without a glitch. Well, Dan, for you, it all depends on how much you're willing to spend on your PC parts. You know, if you said to me, well, I've only got like £300 on a CPU, then I'd probably recommend go something like AMD. But if you want to splash more, then Intel comes into play definitely. But a Ryzen 2700X, it's a very good chip. But then again, you know, Intel 9400K, you can do a lot of damage with that as well. Or is it 9600K? I can never remember the number. Right, let's try and get a bit faster, shall we? No, say again. No, I know. Add a bit of colour, shall we? 27.1. Best lap was a 24.9. I'm not sure whether that's even remotely good or not. Well, no doubt I'll be slower, but for now it's just a matter of can I get around the track without spinning it. Surprising how easy it spins out. Coming into these corners and tapping the brake a little bit. Maybe they don't tap the brake at all, you know. It's good fun to keep the back end out. You can certainly drift it. Yeah, but then you risk the back end stepping out and hitting the wall, you see? That's the problem when you try going in high. I need some pro driver to tell me the rules. Don't know what's best, you know. What was it, 25? Oh, jeez. 25 on the dot. Oh, I don't know. You can back off the accelerator a little bit. I guess these ones aren't, you know, they're probably low-powered compared to the others out there. So probably a little bit easier to catch, I'd imagine. Gotta remember, this is all rookie stuff, so even though it seems difficult for me, that's probably easy as pie for most. Still 25 on the dot. These are ultra-wides, Ray, so they are 34-inch ultra-wides. They're about the same as a 30... They're about the same as a 27-inch 16:9. Personally, for most people, unless you really want an ultra-wide, I would probably go with 27-inch 16:9 monitors. Price will be better. It's easier to format your games as well, I gotta admit. There goes the back. Can he go round? Oh. Keep it off the wall. Ooh, that was fun. Kermit. Just gotta dab the accelerator in this thing. Ooh, and then hit the wall. Wonder if they drift it. I'd imagine that wouldn't be the best way of doing it. So the best lap time is a 24.9. I've been doing 25s. Hey M17, how you doing? No, stay at the wall. I doubt you want to be drifting in a car like this. See? As much as you try, it still wants to go. Well, Scania T's a lot slower than this thing, and this thing's got way more power. It spins up its wheels a lot easier. Take care, Red One. Oh well, we did a 24.9 on the last lap. How the devil did I do that? $24.9 again. Well, I'm nailing the 24.9s a second. Oop, that was too much on the old brake, wasn't it? Nah, I think Europeans just like, well, you know, oop, no, that's not good. Thought that was reverse. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, there are a lot of left, 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 and those type of races can be a bit boring. However, it's one thing to watch, it's another thing to drive. Oh, absolutely. I think it's probably 10 times better being a spectator sport in terms of trackside with the noise than it is with, you know, watching it on TV. But like Formula 1 has its moments where it can be a bit laborious. But trackside, it's a different experience. So that was close. Caught it that time. We touched the wall that time. That was a damn shame. Whew. Oh, hold on, you gotta press the brake. Let's do that again, shall we? Oh, I'm sure a few have tried already. What was that? Best of 24.6, so I've improved slightly. It's basically in deep, on the brake a little bit harder. No problem, take care, I won't be far behind myself, it's getting late. Oh, it's got a snap when it wants to. Man. Fire away! Ugh. Too much. That's gone. Whew. Kind of crazy that this game is actually less taxing than ETS. Mind you, there ain't like 20 cars on the track, or so that might change. Maybe we just need to work the wheel a bit more. Oh dear God. I knew that was going to swing out. Oh, sometimes I save it, other times it's right on the wall. Getting close enough. Gotta admit, I do like the engine sound on this though. It is good fun. Even if you did blow it up. You think? That's what you get for revving it. That was a great burn. I enjoyed that one. Alright, be careful with that then. Water coolers are fine. It just depends what you're after. I mean, I wouldn't discount an air cooler. I mean, let's face it, you can probably spend what, 100 to 150 pounds on a water cooler, when something like a Noctua D15 is going to do a very similar job. Idle temperatures will be similar. Temperatures under load maybe slightly higher. Noise might be on par, if not better, on the D15. There's a lot of variables. I use AIO though. I mean, I'm running a 9900K here with a NZXT X62 Kraken. Right now it's ticking along, running at 45. In other games it may see 50. For gaming it's fine. If I was doing productivity more and more with it, temperature would probably go a lot higher. I may look at going to a full, you know, water kit and water block and everything. But to be honest, for what I do, it's not needed. So, aesthetically, you know, an AIO, RGB kit, blah blah blah, yeah, okay, looks the part, and if that's what you want, it can be done. But you just got to take into account not just thermals, but the noise. You know, when this is running, the fans are blowing, but I use headphones, so I don't hear it at all. The microphone doesn't pick it up because I'm lucky it's in a separate little cubby hole. But temperature-wise, you know, the GPU's running at 58 degrees, CPU's running at 43, 44. Does the job for me, you know? Definitely banged up that one. Well, I got something. Should be out here actually, because those are the pits. Where's my limiter? Oh, that's not probing in again. We're gonna move it. Too far forward. Wow. 10, 10, 3. Wow. Actually good coming in to see the repair. At the end of the day, work within your budget. I mean, you can spend a fortune. Is it really needed? It depends on what you want to do. If you just want to be able to run your games, you know, if you want to get the best chip and you just want to splash out, you know, 9600K is going to be fine, to be honest. 1080 Ti is going to be good for now. Even a 2080 Ti these days is probably overkill. I mean, I haven't got one game where I feel I'm struggling, but then I don't play many games, so it is going to vary from game to game. Right, we don't have to do that. That was just me looking at it. Right, let's quit out of there. Let's have a look at a different... There's the Mazda. So I've only got limited what I can access, so I was looking at the Mazda Summit Point Raceway. Never looked at that. Let's have a look, shall we? I don't know if Ray's still there, but if you've seen any monitors that you kind of fancy the look of, you're more than welcome to post them into Discord under the tech section. I'll have a quick look. See if I can spy anything in the specs that might be a bit off-putting, or that seems fine. I don't claim to be an expert, but I've looked at plenty of monitors in my time. Choosh. I sent back a fair few as well. They were terrible, and it's been a mix of IPS. I've gone through like 3 or 4 different panels there. VA panels. One of them made me almost felt like I was blind because I had headaches within 10 minutes of using it. It's a minefield out there, and every single monitor will suffer with backlight bleed. I've said it before, if a monitor manufacturer can come out and give you a panel with no backlight bleed, with the correct contrast, everything as it should be, they'd be laughing. Everybody would snap up the monitors because they work, you've got the great colors, no backlight bleed, there's no pixels there, da-da-da. Uh, 32 gig of RAM is overkill. Don't need it. 16's perfectly fine, just so you know. Ryzen 7, absolutely good CPU. It's what I'm running for my stream PC. 2080, you could even save money, go secondhand 1080 Ti. It'll be on par, and that will be 500 instead of spending £700-800. There's 1080 Ti's that'll probably less than €1 to €1 old that you can pick up for 500 quid, and those cars are going to be rock solid. So if you can buy from somebody who's local to yourself, and you can test the card, you're on a winner. It's a bit awkward when you're doing it with eBay, but at least you've got the backup of eBay and PayPal, so you can send it back if it's not what it should be. And if they say they can, give you a receipt and a date of purchase, you can transfer the warranty on some of them, so don't be put off by a second-hand 1080 Ti. But if you're willing to splash out for a 2080 because you want the RTX, great, go for it. Still a smashing card, Then again, if you're happy with 1070 to 1080 performance, consider the 2060 card for 350 quid. It's a cracking card. It's a cracking card, I'd say only go for the 32 gig of RAM if you got money to burn, Now I'm getting tearing. I didn't get tearing before. It's weird. Frames are fine. Oh God. Too busy looking elsewhere. Dan, do what you need to do, to be honest. It's got to be your PC, your stream if you end up doing anything. Make it into what you want it to be. There's no right way, there's no wrong way to do it, Okay, maybe not that hard on the brake in the future. That's a Ryzen 2700X, 16 gig of RAM. But it's that's that corner again. I'm too busy chatting away and not thinking. But the graphics card is only a GTX 460 because I only use it for streaming at the moment. I may turn it into a gaming PC as well, but if I do, I'll probably only go for a 2060 because I'm only going to have like a. If I do anything, it'll only be a 24-inch monitor there, which is 1080. May change that to a 27-inch or something in the future, but fathom out why I've got tearing, and it's really annoying because G-Sync's on, but some people say you need V-Sync on with it, some say you need V-Sync off, so it's like, what do you use? Gotta watch those curbs. You can do it on the cheap if you need to. You don't have to spend a fortune. What size TVs are you thinking of, though? Because going too big... They do say for sim rigs that 27-inch size is probably the perfect size, but... Everyone's got a slightly different view on that. Some say bigger. Oh, I forgot the corner again. Oops. Still getting those gear shifts messed up. Oh gee. Don't think I hit that brake pedal enough. Well, as long as you get to see it first and everything's working fine, I don't see a problem with it. Man, I need to stamp on the brake way more over there. The main one I have that I dip into now and again is Wrench, which is a VR version of Car Simulator, whatever it's called, Car Mechanic. Pretty good. But it's all, you know, early entry stuff, so there's not a lot to it at the moment, but if they develop that game more and more, it'll be a good little game to have, you know? I think VR puts a new spin on things. The braking too late again. Oh, that's wide. That's good, you can run off. Right, what's the time? Okay, it's getting late. Hey Super, how you doing? Yeah, thanks for popping by. It's only a test stream, really. After doing my new build the other day, I've got to make sure the two rigs are working in tandem. We're getting there. We've got a little bit of screen tearing on this PC because G-Sync doesn't seem to be aligned properly, but we're getting there. Oh, that's way too deep for that corner. Yeah, no, I'll be going myself now. I'm just going to try and do one or two more laps. Yeah, don't blame me. I just saw the time myself, coming up to midnight. Take care. I hope so. Didn't spend all this money for it not to work. Those curbs are pants. Take care. Done it again, messed up the gearing. I know, it's good, isn't it? I couldn't be bothered to change because I did ATS beforehand. So I thought, I'll leave it there. I'm not doing anything serious. Doesn't feel too bad, actually. I've got an extra boost mode, but it doesn't work. Getting ready for my racing track, that's what it is. Need to practice. Makes you feel like you're taking your car to the track because you got the long throw. Too wide. Does a handbrake work in this? Way! Go to the tree, shall we? Right, there we are. That's it. That's me done for tonight. It's pretty much midnight now. So I'm going to get myself some rest. There'll probably be, yes, more stream tomorrow, but again we'll be doing a similar thing, going through the settings of the screens and everything until I get everything and every game that I use working. It's going to be a bit of a mishmash for the next day or two, so I do apologise, but hopefully we'll end up with a slightly better experience. Who knows? Anyway, gotta leave it there. Take care everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.